Продовжуємо роботу в Українському кризовому медіа-центрі. Зараз говорити.
Continue our working day at Ukraine Crisis Media Center, and now we are going to speak about the opening of festival of the Ukrainian-German Year of Languages. And today we have director of Goethe-Institut in Ukraine and Vladimir Volyk, coordinator of the Ukrainian-German Year of Languages. Now the floor is given to Köler, director of the Goethe-Institut in Ukraine. Good afternoon. We are really glad that you are here today with us. Now we're going to present information about Ukrainian and German Year of Languages, and we will answer your questions. The idea of holding the Ukrainian and German Year of Languages belong to Mr. Steinmeier and Mr. Klimkin, and the idea appeared in 2016, and by this project we will mark 25 years of diplomatic relations. And from German side, there is a great interest in deepening cooperation in the sphere of education, raise of number of people who study German, and in Ukraine, they are interested in Germany, and in Germany, they have interest in knowing Ukraine. And I'm really glad I came here to Ukraine 2 years ago, and Ukraine is at 5th place in the world concerning those who study German. And this is a good figure, and we really want to increase the number of people who study German. And if you like figures, we will cite some figures. In Europe, on the whole, there are 9.4 million people who study German, and in Ukraine, we have 634,000 people who study German in Ukraine. It is worth noting that neighbors of Germany, France, and other countries, big countries, they have higher figures of those who study German, but in Ukraine, there is great interest in learning German. And from here, we have a slogan, make a next step. Not the first, but the next step. Because many Ukrainians studied German language, many of people want to learn German language, and Ukrainians sometimes do not know that many words come from German. And there are many international words in Ukrainian, including German words. And we want to make next step, and we want to show the way how to study German. It is worth noting that our partners in Ukraine are the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Germany, Embassy of Germany. The main organizer is Goethe-Institut. That's why we are here today. And also many other German organizations that work abroad. The German Service of Economic Exchange, ZFA, concerning schools abroad, and many other organizations that work here in Ukraine and help us to organize the Year of Languages. And it was important to do it not in a traditional way, not like the Year of Languages in Germany or the Year of Languages in Ukraine. We start it together, and we have a lot of big partners. This is the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, and the Ministry of Culture of Ukraine, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, and also many other organizations. And at the end of our event, and when you see the materials, you will find that there are really many, many partners who participate in our event. And I would like to speak about our goals of Year of Languages. The first task, the first goal, is to open prospects for young people to study German language. This is a versatile prospect to get access through German language to education in Germany and to employment, and also to improve competitiveness of Ukrainians via studying German language in Ukraine, in the Ukrainian market. And the sphere of education also comprises literary dialogue. And here we have a number of events in the framework of Year of Languages. It is important concerning the future of Ukraine, because Ukraine has the goal of European integration, and we try through different projects, through different activities, including literary dialogue, that we see that is not strong enough. We want to strengthen it, the dialogue between Ukraine and Germany. And it is worth noting that in the market in Ukraine, that there are not a lot of translations, and we want to envisage in our program 3 literary festivals and to strengthen this dialogue between Ukrainian and German authors. And also, starting next year, spring, we want to carry out several translators projects and to bring literary dialogue to new level. And the third goal, the third task, is the goal that is the farthest from our main topic of discussion. We are speaking about civil society, about support of civil society, about support of NGOs. Moreover, we would like to focus attention on the fact that there are projects in the framework of Year of Languages to form common memory for the sake of our common European future. Maybe we're going now to speak about our aim and our main task. It was mentioned that we will have 3 festivals in Chernivtsi, literary festivals in Chernivtsi, Kharkiv, and in Odessa, where international and Ukrainian and German authors will gather, and there will be other events as well. And also in spring, in the framework of Book Arsenal, we will have joint presentation and of Goethe-Institut in Frankfurt book fair, and this is a literary program that we plan this year. And also we plan to popularize German language, to popularize study of German language. We will have 2 music events. They will be held around Ukraine, and we invite Ukrainian and German performers, and the main audience of ours are young people, teenagers, and also non-classic music, not philharmonic music, but music that will popularize German language among young people. And also it is worth noting that we have other projects. Also, it is important to understand that we will have more specific projects connected with the proper support of studying programs. Maybe this is too specific, but if we are speaking about education, we believe that not only grammar and lexics is important when you study German, but there should be a combination of language and professional knowledge. And here we have a number of projects, a number of planned events that form this bridge between professional specific knowledge and language. And in this way, in November this year, our project will start. So this is Digital University for Children, and the children of primary school will get knowledge through online platform using daily facts of life, and these can be really simple but interesting questions. And due to this online platform, we open Children's University in November, and there will be translated lectures adapted specially for children, lectures and video films translated into Ukrainian, and children will be able to see answers to questions, and they will ask questions themselves. And knowledge of German is not a precondition. And by going through all the stages of this university, step by step, children will get primary knowledge of German, and this will be for those children who do not know German language. And the year of Ukrainian and German language year will result in a Congress in June 2018, and they will consider the issues of the future schools in Ukraine, how the school should look like. And these questions are really of interest to all educators and teachers in Germany. In Germany we have a lot of questions we do not have answers for, and Ukraine started a reform of education, and we want to stress the importance of this issue and to create a platform for sharing opinion, because Ukraine and Germany, to some extent, we are at the same level concerning education, and we have the same educational goals. And it is worth going to what we plan. Ukrainian and German Year of Languages will start with a festival in Kontraktova Square on 9th and 10th September. And this is an ideal place for us, and we are really grateful to Kiev's authority that they supported us as partners, because in Kontraktova Square, near the square, there are many universities, many cultural institutions, NGOs. That's why we believe that we would work ideally. the festival will take place on the 9th till 10th of September from noon till 10 p.m. and there will be a lot of proposals, starting provision of information and also open proposals, and there will be a food court, and there will be an opportunity for people to take part in all the events. And each evening we will have performance of one German and one Ukrainian music teams, and this performance will be at about 7 in the evening. You know, Ukrainian groups, and Ukrainian Goethe-Institut musical band, and the Sergei Zhadan and Dogs in Space. And Sergei Zhadan is known in Germany, and for us he is a really good guest with his music, and we will also, before Zhadan and Dogs in Space, we will have a team from Germany, and we wanted to create a musical dialogue in order that performers would communicate. And it is worth noting that on Saturday at 7 p.m. there will be an official opening, and after this we will have the performance of Goethe-Institut and Köler, and both groups transform folklore music in a new way. And Köler team, they, if you know Bavarian music, if you like Bavarian music, so that will be really interesting to you. It is worth saying that we have invited from Germany theatrical groups There are proposals for young children and for adults. For children, they will perform in Kiev Municipal Academic Theatre for children, and there will be Happy Guns performance for small children, and also in the square we will have theatrical performance, and also for adults from our partner Kiev Mahila Academy Theatrical Center will present a performance of a street theater, and they will perform old German tales, and this will be bright theatrical performance. This program will be put online with the dates and time on the site of Goethe-Institut. So maybe we will stop at this. Thank you, dear colleagues. If you have questions to our guest, please welcome.
Können Sie die stellen?
Good afternoon, Martha, UCMC. You talked about digital children's university. Tell us, please, what age of children will be? What are age limits for children? The target audience are children of 8 to 12 years, the middle grade school children. We work on successive series of projects or offers for children that will be further continued so that this project could be expanded and cover in teenagers. This way there will be a certain line in carrying out such study projects. Tomorrow you will see at the website when the Children's University will be open, so the age limits are 8 to 12 years old. Good afternoon, my name is Roman Museichuk, program Dobra, which addresses decentralization processes.
Was zu tun hat.
Okay. The question is, what events are planned for regions? What will be the scale of those events? What is the scope and coverage? Do you have plans to visit not only regional centers, cities, but also towns and engage community members? We start on 9 September this year on Kontraktova Square, where the largest language lesson of German. We organize it with 15 centers of our Goethe-Institut in Ukraine. You are absolutely right that we try to launch this German language year and to launch it so that it will fly on the winds and cover the whole Ukrainian area. The next, our activity is musical tour, which will be conducted via visits to the western cities and eastern cities of Ukraine, where we will engage children from regional centers, cities, and children from town. They could register and go to these concerts in those regions. Are there any more questions, please? Good afternoon. Sergei Malerichuk, UCMC. Today in Kiev and in Ukraine in general, we see the boost of language centers. And do you plan to expand activities of German language centers to boost your activities? What are your future plans? We are not competitors of English language because English is spoken not only in England or the UAE, This is an international language, and this is fact. And nobody address these issues. We can be competitors of Italian or French in Ukraine. If we look at those who knows one language, for example English, this could sometimes be not enough for career development. So knowing German is a plus to English and can help person to achieve a brilliant career. And we have examples of such political successes, and we have prospects for those people who seek career development. And talking about demand on German, on studying German, there are very many different schools, private language schools, various language centers. Unfortunately, the schools in general education system not always can satisfy the demand for German language. That is why many centers emerge, I mean language centers. Talking about expansion of German language studies centers, we have a certain challenge. Our centers and our rivals, they are private entities which are detached from art. They are separate economic entities. We issue licenses to them, provide methodological materials and other materials, and maintain their certification. Our assignment is not to open as small in German language centers as possible, but to ensure to maintain similar high quality of offers for the public for studying German. And also one question: in Ukraine, nobody asks why learning German is needed, but it was always a question, and it is a question among young population, among general public. Germany learning German language is only learning culture, theater, but in fact, what does this mean to learn Germany? What is why Germany is interested in Ukraine? In what you are interested in, street arts or music or theater? What is interesting for Germany? As to economic cooperation and economic matters, I am not in charge of these economic issues. As concerns cultural issues, I can comment on it. I should say that more than 3 years ago, Ukraine was not of interest. The foreigners knew few things about Ukraine, but Maidan revolution provoked interest to Ukraine. It was a turn. Last year, the theater festival of Ukrainian theater was held in Magdeburg in Germany, and there are many requests for joint co-production of theatrical performances between Ukrainian and German theaters, and young Ukrainian public is of interest for German cultural entities because from young people they can get true information of what is happening in Ukraine. And the other example, for example, the interest is growing to joint common things in architecture, for example, how architectural monuments are maintained in Ukraine, and the same concerns urbanistic art, urbanistic architecture. There are very many requests for cooperation in the urbanistic domain. Thank you to everyone who listened to us, and we will meet at the festival. Thank you for your patience. Thank you.